You are standing outside. It is 40,000 BC. You are not weak. You are not primitive. You are broader, stronger, and more physically powerful than any human alive today. Your brain is the same size as mine. You have been using tools for 300,000 years. You have been burying your dead, making jewelry, and caring for your sick for longer than our entire recorded history. And tonight, your entire species ends. Not because you were weak, because of something so small, so familiar, that it should make every person watching this deeply, genuinely uncomfortable. Let me destroy the cartoon version of Neanderthals first. They were not hunched, grunting cavemen dragging clubs. Research published just this year confirms it. Neanderthals were not doomed by stupidity or inbreeding. They were not genetic failures. They were building shelters, making paint from ochre, decorating themselves with eagle feathers and shells. In a Europe locked in ice dark for months, stalked by cave bears and hyenas 3 times the size of anything alive today, they were the apex species. They survived multiple ice ages. They crossed mountain ranges. They raised their children with care. Archaeological evidence shows they looked after disabled members of their community for years. They lasted 400,000 years. Modern humans have existed for 300,000. Neanderthals outlasted us, so far, by 100,000 years. So what actually killed them? 3 theories, each one more unsettling than the last. Theory 1, we outcompeted them. Not in a war, not a battle. We just arrived and slowly consumed the same resources. Modern humans had longer-range weapons, more flexible diets, larger social networks. We did not conquer Neanderthals. We just stayed, and they starved. Theory 2, we loved them. Literally, we interbred. Up to 4% of your DNA right now, in your cells, if you are of non-African descent, is Neanderthal. They did not fully disappear. They dissolved into us. Their genes still exist inside your immune system, possibly your nose shape. You are, in some measurable scientific way, part Neanderthal. And theory 3, the one researchers currently believe is most significant, is the one that should actually make you stop. Disease. Modern humans came out of Africa carrying pathogens Neanderthals had never encountered. Not a plague, not a sudden fever, just a slow, invisible wave of illness. Their immune systems, built for a different world, were not equipped. They did not die fighting. They died quietly. Tribe by tribe. Season by season. Climate was already shifting. Their prey was migrating. Their total population across all of Europe, at most 10,000 individuals, spread across an entire continent. And then modern humans arrived, carrying fire, carrying trade networks, carrying diseases, as invisible and indifferent as air. Neanderthals had survived ice ages, megafauna extinction events, and 300,000 years of a world actively trying to kill them. They could not survive contact with us. Picture the last group, a small band, maybe 12 people, maybe 15, sheltering in a cave in what is now southern Spain, the very last corner of the continent where the climate was still mild enough to survive. It is around 40,000 years ago. The exact date is still argued over. The children in this group are the last Neanderthal children who will ever be born. They do not know this. They are just cold and hungry and waiting for the fire to hold off the dark. There is no dramatic last stand, no battle cry, no monument anyone will ever build for them, just a fire, getting smaller. And then, one night not being relit, and the world continuing completely indifferent, carrying 4% of them silently in the blood of every person who would ever leave that continent, every person who would build cities, write symphonies, launch rockets, every person scrolling through a phone at 2 a.m, unable to sleep, wondering if any of this matters. You carry them. You have always been carrying them. You are their monument. Here is what I cannot stop thinking about. Neanderthals did everything right. They adapted to conditions that should have been impossible. They innovated. They built communities. They raised their children. They cared for their sick and their elderly. They created art. They survived hundreds of thousands of years of genuine, repeated, world-ending conditions. And they were still removed from history by something invisible. Not by weakness, not by failure, not because they deserved it, just contact with a world they were not prepared for. The next time someone tells you only the strong survive, that history belongs to the dominant, the aggressive, the ones who take, tell them about the Neanderthals, who were physically stronger than us, who lasted longer than us, whose DNA is still alive inside us. Because sometimes the thing that ends you also becomes part of you, and sometimes that is the only kind of survival that actually lasts. If this made you feel something that is 40,000 years of memory, subscribe, comment what theory you believe. Because the last Neanderthal died without anyone to tell their story. You just heard it.